Hi folks, back in the shop. Got a little project I was going to share with you. Guy brought in a pulley for his drill press, and it's messed up right here. It's cracked, and it's kind of interesting. This shaft is cast as one piece with the pulley. So I gave him kind of two different options. I could have machined away the pulley and left the shaft and used the shaft for a new pulley, or I could just machine a new shaft from steel. The only tricky thing is I've got to do these splines here, but I've got a broaching set, and I believe I'll be able to cut those splines with a keyway broach just by cutting the splines individually. So he opted for the second option, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, so I won't have to do anything to this piece other than use it for measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So the new one will be the two-piece design, and it'll just be a shaft that goes in this keyway. So I'm going to kind of get set up here. The first thing is I need to make sure I have tooling sufficient to bore out the hole. Let's see how long my drill bits are. So looks like I've got a drill bit sufficient size. And that hole is larger, so it looks like I'm going to have to unfortunately bore out this hole so that it's large enough for the splines. Alright, so I'm getting set up on the lathe here. Got a piece of mild steel, 1-inch diameter. Got that chucked up. Use a center drill. I'm going to center drill the end here so I can turn between centers. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring this to size. I'm going to go check the what kind of bearing clearance I need. I'm going to go look that up. Be right back.
Alright folks, so I just finished up the job. Here's the original part. So this piece was, looks like die cast all in one piece. The shaft's actually aluminum. So I had a couple of options. I could have machined the pulley away and used the remaining aluminum shaft to fit a new pulley. However, I decided to opt for machining a new shaft. The only sticky part was the splines. Here's the splines in the new shaft. At first I thought, oh, I'm going to need a custom broach for that, but it's actually an 1/8 inch keyway basically. So I used an 1/8 inch keyway broach and individually broached each spline. And that worked out okay. So I went ahead and just turned this from mild steel. I did have to bore out the diameter of the stock pulley that was purchased. And I was planning on doing a keyway, but there's really not a whole lot of meat. And so I can go back and do a keyway if the customer requests, but I'm just going to suggest spot drilling the shaft and using the existing set screw in the pulley to lock it down. So that's pretty much it. Everything turned out pretty good. Here's the spindle. The splines fit no problem. And I'm going to write up an invoice and call the customer and tell him his part's done. He said this drill press was his father's, so I think it's kind of sentimental to him, because I told him, you know, when he came here, I was like, you know, is it, you know, machines work's expensive, is this really worth fixing to you? And he said, yeah, I could buy a new drill press, but I'd really like to have this one working since it's his father's. So I'm real happy to fix it up for the gentleman, and hopefully it serves him for a lot more years.